the delay pedal. Nice sounding delay. I've got it set for kind of that surf rocky sound. That's about the setting I like. Of course, we've got more options. That's got the wet on about 10.5. The time is on about 10.5 as well, and the repeat at about 11 o'clock. Now, of course, with more repeats, we can get way down in the cavern if we'd like to. It was real slow, drawn out. That's wet, isn't it? Let's bring the wetness down a little bit with the repeat real high. Well, that's cool. Alright, now bringing the repeats way back down to about 9 o'clock, and the wet maybe back up to 12. We get a totally different sound. Must have. Now that's just the delay by itself. Let's put a little compressor in there with it. Kind of more of an old school Nashville tone there. And I'll get my repeats back up where I had them. And maybe the wet at about 11 o'clock. And you really got your old school slapback kind of sound. Nice for that chicken picking stuff that they make you do here in Nashville, which I like doing, obviously. So what else we got? The Venue. Now this is a cool pedal. This is a reverb pedal, and so I'm going to kill the spring reverb on my amp here, so we get a little more of a honest idea about what the pedal's doing by itself. I got all the controls set at 12, so let's just that's always a good place to start, I found. So let's put it up on the neck pickup and just see what we got. Sounds like a pretty even response across the high and low. Now let's play with the knobs a bit, shall we? Let's take the filter back down to about 11. Maybe take the reverb up to about 1 o'clock, maybe 2, and maybe drag the mix back up a little bit more too, make it a little wetter. Very nice and rich sounding. So that's the Venue, and that's AboveGroundFX reverb pedal. Sounds great to me. Let's try that with the delay of that. I'm going to crank the reverb back down just a touch. And try it with some delay too. Boy, that's nice. Alright, let's try some more combinations here. Now that's the compressor, and the delay, and the reverb, which is a setting I would find myself using quite often actually. And of course when I go for a solo, the tube sound of the El Griton. that pedal a lot. So that's just about everything on at one time here. We've got the compressor on, the tube screamer lovely sound of Elvertone, and the delay and the venue reverb pedal. So that's everything but the tone control. Now the tone control being an interesting little addition to that, depending on what guitar you're playing, like I said before. With the Telly, don't need any more top end, but it's nice to have that extra bottom, especially high up. It can get a little shrill sometimes. So I can see adding that certainly in on some solos, and once again maybe just on some chordal stuff too when you want a little more meat down low. So let's try them all. What do you think? At the same time. See, that's got a little more bottom end. I've got the bottom knob cranked up to about 230, and then the volume and the pop set right at 12 o'clock. So altogether, still I'm not getting the inordinate amount of noise you might get with a mix-match bag of pedals. So that's everything full blast. And I am a guitar player after all, so I have no self-restraint, and I like to use everything at once. So there you go. Let's take it back to ground zero again. There's the Telly unadulterated with just through a dry signal amp, no verb. Bring the reverb back on. So that's a nice clean reverb. Alright, so in review, we've got some deliciously wet and lovely reverb here in the venue. We've got the delay pedal, which sounds really nice. The tone control to beef up or cut what you do or don't need, from depending on what kind of guitar you're using at the time, which is a lovely thing. Of course, your classic tube overdrive sound, which is a necessity, and then the compressor, which is also a necessity depending on what you're doing. It certainly is in my setup. So so there you go. I think it's a pretty well-rounded product line, and I think it sounds great. And congratulations, Francisco, for creating such a wonderful line of effects pedals. And that's AboveGroundFX. I'm Brian Ashley Jones. Thanks so much.